Electro and Bono Movie Power Hour. You know what? Where's Hawk at? Listener discretion advised. Pansies.
Welcome back to the Electro and Bono Movie Power Hour. I am Electro. We got Bono right here.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Ozzy on the key.
Yo.
And a returning guest, Lil is back.
Hey, guys.
And, okay, we are knee deep into our Fincher, Nolan off. We're only going to do a couple of these reviews because obviously we can't review 22 movies. And we can.
We can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's stopping
It's our
you?
fucking show.
Absolutely we can. And it's going to be just a fucking, the year of David and Fincher.
What else do you have going on right now?
Well,
We're not missing anything.
Well, you had that. You just showed me that Nicolas Cage trailer. I want to do with that.
What
movie.
happened? What I missed?
You haven't seen that?
You haven't seen the trailer to that new Nick Cage movie?
It's like a slasher film. Nicolas Cage has to spend a night in like a pizza parlor that has an animatronic band
Is it by Shudder?
that murders.
Yeah.
It's gonna come out on there.
He has like 10 movies on there.
That's what I'm telling you.
This is one of them.
But this one looks good.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to
It looks like it's got the whole
It looks
slashers.
Like somebody hires him to clean a Chuck E. Cheese, but all the animatronics come to life and try to kill him. That's great.
It's awesome.
Sounds cool.
So that's like the one thing we're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah, we might give that one a little.
Dude, it's
We
got like
deviate from-
massive cleavage in the trailer.
Yeah,
Oh.
and there's
Sorry.
sex, there's Cage, killer Chuck E. Cheese dolls. I'm in
Yeah.
you. That was.
What's it called?
It has a wacky name. I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Let's talk about.
No.
I mean, Nick.
Well, we're
Cage-
talking 7 today, so
We'll get there.
Gotta go through the news first. Speaking of which, I don't know if you guys saw, but they pushed Bond back again.
Yep.
That movie's just not gonna come out.
It's gonna be like, remember that? We're gonna be in the rubble of the fucking world.
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna be in the rubble of the city of civilization and be like, remember the Bond movie that was gonna come out?
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to re-edit stuff?
No. Well,
Like,
this would be their opportunity to be able to do that, right? Like, okay, we got another year to make this movie.
should we make
better.
him black? Like everything's going that way.
There's a black 007 in that movie. It's all by the trailers.
Oh
But-
shit! Never mind. They already beat me.
But
A
yeah,
00 agent. All right, is she a 7? I'm just saying.
That's true. Okay,
They
yeah.
call them 00s. I don't know. If she's
So-
yeah, but either way, this would be the time for all those movies to try to improve their movie, right?
Mm.
But at least in the case of 007, he stated months ago that they weren't going to fuck with it anymore, which I suggest that they do. If it's anything like the last Bond movie,
They
tinker
should
with
fuck
it.
with it.
Tinker with that
Which
shit.
was that? Skyfall?
So when
No, Skyfall is great.
when is it pushed out to?
November, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that life goes back to normal by then.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Some version.
I think the James Bond movie is going to let us know when everything's back to
Yeah,
normal.
yeah.
When that shit releases, it's like, okay, I think we're good.
But also, like, how well did Wonder Woman do? Like, that was a huge blockbuster that people were looking forward to. Obviously, it was released. I'm expecting that it didn't do as well as a movie theater release. But can we just cut the shit and just let people watch it at home?
Well, no, yeah, that's what's going to happen with HBO Max. We got that Denzel serial killer movie at the end of the month. That's going to be good, too.
Netflix is releasing a movie every week.
A lot of shit coming our way. But,
Well, we said, hey, let's do some directors from the 90s.
yeah, well, again,
All the new shit.
we watched
Fuck
Mank,
everybody.
we watched Tenet, and we came up with the idea for the Fincher fucking Nolan off, and here we are.
Yeah, it's a good one.
In the depths of
Did
it.
you guys hear about that Tom Cruise shit about?
Yeah, he yelled at some people.
Nah, not that.
He's passionate
That
about
he-
COVID.
Yeah, fucking
He
idiots.
apparently, again, this was like on CNN and
Breaking
Fox.
news?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, exactly. It
was on Breitbart, you know, all
they were
the
taken
good
down, but apparently he had gotten some animatronic robot-esque CDC shit
right.
onto the set to ensure that everyone is following COVID protocols.
Wow.
And like CNN and the other, whoever the fuck broke the story, they like took it down. and there's nothing but like screenshots of like the articles and shit.
It's the IMF. You feel me? They got an IMF fucking tool in there.
Mhm.
Yep, we got it.
So, hey man, so what? That's a private job.
Yeah,
If you signed up
I
for
don't know
that.
how private. I mean, it's a big fucking.
I don't see
studio.
how that's an issue. He's doing
Yeah.
the Lord's
he's
work.
he's trying to keep people safe.
You got a robot in there.
Well, he's not doing it like in the right here on Main Street or anything. You know, he's doing it on his own shit.
Well, yeah.
You work
He's
for
paving the way.
him. It's gonna be crazy.
He will not be shut down. All right.
No,
Yeah,
he's
you
paving
can't stop
the way.
that.
He's a great American. As our movie that we are talking about today, another Fincher classic. I know we're going to get into the list, but this has to be up there. Top 3 Fincher. Maybe,
Great
arguably his greatest movie. We will get down to it. I mean, I'm just saying that now because it's fresh and we just watched it and it's just like, how is this not one of the greatest fucking movies ever fucking made? It's a fucking outstanding fucking film. Bono, hit us up with the fucking stats
All
on
right,
this
check
shit.
this shit out. All right, so this is Homeboy's fucking second film. All right,
Sophomore.
sophomore film. Sorry, sir.
Got an excellent.
It was released in September 22nd of 1995 by the great New Line Cinema. You know, you gotta pay respect. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It was also the 7th highest grossing film of the year, grossing over 327 million
That's very good.
worldwide.
That's very good. And considering it's in 1995, that's even more money today, you know?
right.
Good job, Electra.
Fuck you.
You're learning shit.
I knew that.
Yeah, so this fucking film was written by Andrew Kevin Walker, who happens to come out in this fucking film as dead guy number 1.
Yeah.
He did.
What was the fucking thing? What was he?
Ozzy, you have the trivia.
Yeah, well, he's the very first guy that Freeman comes up on in the very first scene. He's in the boxers. He's face down.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
You
the
called
right.
it the jigsaw scene, remember?
Yeah, but what does he represent? What is he?
Oh, nothing. He's just the
Yeah,
first
it's just
murder.
like
He's
the
just
first
okay.
murder
Just
that Brad
introducing
Pitt
him,
comes
yeah.
in.
Where you meet your characters.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, sorry, yeah. So that fucker wrote it. Brad Pitt's in this, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin Spacey.
Ooh.
The fucking diddler's in this one.
Controversial.
I can't decide who I dislike more, Kevin Spacey or Gwyneth Paltrow. All right, the last time I saw, I think Gwyneth Paltrow was winning for me. I think
Her
I disliked
character or the
Dislike
person?
her?
Why do you
No, as
dislike
a
her?
celebrity. As a celebrity.
Oh,
As
shit.
no, not in this movie. Just as
Paltrow's
people.
a pretty terrible person.
She fucking put out a candle with the scent of her vagina
And sold it for like,
like-
hundreds of dollars.
She
thousands.
did what?
Yeah.
Really?
How
It
much
smelled
it
like her
goes for.
snatch.
Allegedly.
That's real?
Yeah.
Yes.
How could we
Yeah.
ever
Yes.
know?
It's a real
How could
deal.
we ever know? How could we ever know that that's how
What's
we're...
Her company's called Goop.
Yep.
When did she do this?
Like,
Like
last
last
year?
year?
Holy shit. COVID? During COVID?
Yeah, and
Dude,
she
she's
sold,
a terrible
she sold that
person.
candle
No,
for like
no,
$1,000.
No, last year as in 2019.
$1,000 per candle. How many units did she sell?
I think it was a limited.
She sold her
engagement.
Well, she was also married to Pitt, though. So if Pitt was,
I don't
in
think
it-
she married
She didn't
him.
marry him.
She wasn't married?
They were
But
just
They were
together.
together for
Pitt
a long time.
figured
For
that
this
out.
movie, for
He's
this
too
movie.
smart. He
I mean,
left.
if he was able to,
Like, he's
endure
trying to
it-
make.
You know what?
Putting her pussy smell everywhere all over the house.
There's probably some pillow talk, and she's like, "One day I'm gonna have a vagina scented candle," and he was like, "I'm out of here.
Damn,
I'm done."
that's fucking crazy.
Nah, or he liked to fuck her with a candle, and he left one time, and she turned it on, and she was like, "You know
he
what? This
needed
ain't
a
bad."
candle.
This
No,
ain't
he
that
needed
bad.
a candle to mask it.
Mhm.
That's what the candle was for.
And then she was, to spite him, was like, "How about I make a candle that smells like it, motherfucker?"
But nah, man, she's one of those people
Ew.
that are like drink this tea to get rid of cancer kind of deal. Like,
Yeah,
nah, like you're
she's-
hurting people. Like,
Yeah, no,
like,
yeah, no. I think she is.
I'm all for that alternative medicine and all that shit too,
Okay,
but
first
like,
of all,
there's
it
real
was
doctors.
not thousands of dollars
How
or
much?
whatever the hell you said.
What was it?
She's got a cheap snatch.
It's $75, but it's sold
Oh,
out.
I'll buy it.
I would do it just out
$75,
of
I wouldn't.
curiosity.
Let's get one for the studio. Fuck it.
Yeah, let's have
We're
her
like, this is the
vagina.
closest we're ever gonna have sex with her. This is her smell.
That is insane. So she sold out how many units? What's going on here? Who was distributing these fucking things?
Her fucking company.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
She's
I really,
self-integrated.
I really hate like what she like, I don't know, just the way she presents herself with her company.
What kind of stupid name is that?
With her, I know that's on her parents, but I mean, yeah.
Oh, you know what's even greater is that this Canadian company released a new candle called This Smells Like My Penis and sold it for 25% more than Goop just to shut her up.
Oh,
Fuck
man.
yeah. And I'm sure that penis candle sold out immediately.
Did Pitt have stock in that? What's
I
going
hope
on?
so.
Well, that's how you
great.
fight.
Wow.
That's how you fight feminism.
It's like
Bitch.
it doesn't look like it, but it's a 6-inch candle. Like it's all 6 inches.
Yeah. It'll do the job.
That just blew my fucking
It lasts longer than you expect.
I did not know that was a
So
thing.
you hate her as a person. So was it bothering you watching her in this movie?
No, actually, it was like it was nice to see her before she became that. I was just
wanted
saying,
to see that?
I was just saying it is between her and Spacey on who's the worst human being to act in this movie.
Spacey, dude.
You're a
What? Are you
Spacey
kidding
fan,
me?
dude.
I love Kevin Spacey, and this is
I do
this
too,
is a
but come
great example of why you should love Kevin Spacey. He's a fucking amazing in this movie.
And that's terrifying.
No, you know who the worst person really is in this movie?
Lay it on me.
Michael Massey.
Okay, what'd he do?
Michael Massey plays the guy in the booth.
Yeah, he looks creepy as fuck.
He's the guy that killed Brandon Lee. He's the one that shot the gun in
Oh
the Crow.
my god.
And I mean, obviously
He didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, obviously he
How
didn't
do
do
you
that.
know that?
fucking-
How do you know
Ended his
that?
life.
Obviously, he didn't do it on purpose.
Really? How do you know that?
How did I know that? Because I read Wikipedia article. No,
No, but how do we know he didn't do it on purpose?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the
Yeah.
mafia, and you know
The
it.
mafia, the mafia killed
Yes,
Lee
look
had
it up.
debt.
Look it up.
The
Dude,
mafia.
I don't
Mafia.
believe that
What
shit.
mafia?
This was
I
the
don't
this was
believe
the
that
first
shit.
thing he did after that incident. He took 1 year off of doing movies
They
because
probably
he's
gave
like,
the
1
performance
year?
to his career.
yeah,
1 year.
yeah,
that's
1
it?
year, right? He killed fucking
Wow.
Bruce Lee's kid. He's like,
He
wasn't
took some
that
time.
bad.
He took some time off.
Like, hey,
Okay, a year.
like, do you want to
Oh my
be the
God.
guy that runs a sex booth where a woman gets murdered with
Number-
a knife dildo after you killed this guy? Like, yeah, I'll take
Spoilers.
that.
First of all, spoilers. Number two, he crushes it because he's such a creepy, fucking shady looking guy that he's like so perfect
Fuck
for
it, they
that
just pay
fucking
what they
role.
pay. Dude, well, he's probably still broken from that.
Yeah.
He went into that.
Well, no
method.
shit. Yeah, you should be.
Mm.
How do you
dare.
come back from that?
In 7.
Mhm.
In, a,
In
fin- in, a,
7?
in a Fincher movie.
Was that before? Was it after?
It was a year later.
Oh, wow.
The Crow came out in 94. This was in 95.
Wow.
That's why I'm here,
Damn.
folks.
Damn.
Well, there you have it.
That guy does not like me now. He's like, bitch, I'm trying to get away.
I think he crushed it in this movie.
was great.
Anyways,
Well, let me wrap this up real quick. The running time for this fucking movie is 127 minutes. So I
Easy.
mean, homeboy. I mean,
27
uh-huh.
minutes.
He knows what he's fucking doing.
Dude, I'm scared, actually.
Yeah,
There's so many. I'm scared.
And the thing, is, these 2 hour long movies, like they do not seem that fucking long.
No, Fincher and some of Nolan's movies might drag, but at least Fincher, a lot of them are probably over 2 hours. They are not boring movies.
It's 18 minutes of sin.
Mm.
That's not
You
bad.
averaged it out.
I thought you'd do that.
exactly. It is an
I thought
average.
you'd do that.
It is an average. So some are longer and shorter, but
Mm.
18 minutes of sin. That's not bad. That's good time.
It's not
It's
bad,
not bad at all. So when we're gonna compare this, because this is his sophomore effort, Memento is Nolan's sophomore effort.
Ooh.
And that is going to be a hell of a battle, I think. Because I think these might be their 2 greatest movies. Second movies they ever made might be their greatest movies. And there is an actor in this movie who is in both of them.
Oh, we need that guy on the show.
Absolutely. I think we could get a hold of him.
Let's hit him up.
But anyway, let's get into the plot of this shit. This is one of the most miserable movies ever. Like from beginning to it's all
There's no feel good.
no. There's nothing.
It's a couple kind of jokes.
There's nothing about this movie it's all fucking dark. It's based on some crazy shit. You got your religion in there. You got Spacey in there. It's serial killers. It's a grimy, dirty, fucking uncomfortable ass movie. It's got such a pessimistic fucking look at the world. It just basically is just like the world is shit.
Well, can I really quickly go into
You can.
to why? So the guy that wrote it, and what the hell was his name? Andrew Kevin Walker.
Mm-hmm.
So he wrote it, and he lived in New York City from 1986 to 1991, where New York City at this point was fucking Mad Max. It was fucking terrible. And he worked at Tower Records. He said when he would walk to work, he said from one block to another, you could see all 7 sins. There were so many people, you know, and you would pass by all 7 sins.
Right.
And he said, what if somebody noticed that?
Right.
What if somebody walked by and noticed that, was hyper
Religious
aware
nut.
and wanted to do something about it? And that's where the nexus or whatever, the seed of 7 comes from.
Very interesting. Okay.
Nice.
The 80s are to blame. I told you it was the worst
it was the
decade.
Yeah, he's some dude from like Connecticut or some shit, but he moved to New York and he lived there 86 to 91. Sold the rights to that, moved to LA because he was going to make it as a writer. Didn't really work out. Spoiler. But 7 was good.
7 was great.
He
7
does
worked
that.
out. But yeah, that's how he came up with it. He was like, holy shit, dude, this is a fucking crazy place. And again, and that's what you see. It's this kind of urban place. It doesn't say New York. It doesn't really say a place.
One of my favorite things about this movie is just like it doesn't tell you where it is or what. I mean, it's vague in a lot of points and stuff, and that's one of them. The city it is never. They never said what the city was. It just is like
The police badges say Metropolitan on them.
And then, I mean, well, let's just get into it. So this movie starts off with Morgan Freeman, and he's been a detective for who knows how long, and he's just fucking done. He's seen the worst shit imaginable, and he's just like, dude, I'm out of here, Dan. Fuck all this shit. And he's investigating that first crime scene where the writer's laying there dead on the floor. Oh, there's a little trivia about this too, right, Nancy? What's the trivia?
Yeah, well, so again, that body there, the character or the actor is the writer of the movie, and he got invited to do that. Didn't really want to do it, but it was like, fuck it, that'd be kind of cool to be in a movie. But apparently,
You don't even see his face.
No, you don't. Yeah, you don't see. Yeah, he's this kind of bloated dead guy there. But apparently, he had just stopped smoking cigarettes right before filming this. So, and he did it cold turkey style, you know, none of this patches
Like
or
a fucking
stuff.
real man.
Nicorette
Yeah,
gum.
just like, you know, I'm done with this. I think he said like his mom stopped cold turkey at one point, and he said, "Fuck it, I can do that too."
I did it.
And he was like, "This guy Electro, he's gonna do it at one point. I can do it too."
7.
So anyway, right before the filming of this, he had just stopped recording. I mean, just stopped recording, just stopped smoking. So he lays down there. They're setting everything up, and they pour the blood on him because there's fake blood. They pour the fake blood on him, and as soon as that hits him, he kind of freaks out. He starts freaking out, has a panic attack, like, fuck, I can't, because he has to sit still. And something about thinking about having to sit still makes him freak out. He's like, I need to move, but if I do, I'll ruin the whole fucking scene. So I can't move. So he doesn't. He actually ends up doing it, but he's saying he's literally having a panic attack while they're recording the scene. So while you see a dead body, it's a person in there going like, I'm freaking out, but he wasn't moving.
Yeah. And that's that is just for this movie, right? Great little tidbit there. But that's where you're getting introduced to the character of Somerset, played by Morgan Freeman, of course. You right away see that his coworkers or his peers, his colleagues don't fucking like him for one of them. That first crime scene is a woman shot her husband. So he's looking at the pictures that child that they had drew on the fridge. And he asks, like, one of the cops there, like, did the child see it? And he was just like, what the fuck does that matter? Like, the case is open and shut. This lady shot her fucking husband. Why do you give a fuck if her fucking children saw it? And then he was just like, the cop's just like, I'm glad you're gone next week, you fucking old, sick, miserable fuck, you know? That's your introduction to this fucking character, man. He's super fucking, like,
Jaded.
Yeah, he's super like humans are the worst. You know, humanity is the worst, and I'm done with it. And maybe it's like symbolic in saying like I'm done with it in the sense that like I'm gonna quit this job. But in reality, this guy's just like I'm just done with humanity as a fucking whole or something. Who knows? Probably gonna kill himself right after.
Or 7 others, huh? How does this movie go? We don't know.
And then Brad Pitt walks into this scene like a
Handsome as hell.
No. Well, yes, but
Yeah, I mean, come on.
well,
yeah.
yes,
Anything
but
does.
I love it. I love his introduction because to me it seems like he's an idiot. He walks in there like a fucking dumb puppy, right? And he's just like kind of like, oh yeah, like I'm here for this. That fucking homeboy Somerset does not respect him. He's just like, what? Like, dude, you're just this dude that's trying to make a name for himself, you know? And you're just walking in here. You don't even know what the fuck you just walked into, you fucking idiot. Like, you think this is a career move, but, like, you're walking into the worst thing you could ever fucking walk into. And, yeah, I think, like, yeah, from maybe the whole fucking movie, Brad Pitt's character is really fucking stupid and represents probably like actual humanity or something. I don't know.
Well, he's optimistic as fuck.
I don't think he's stupid. I think
He's very
I think
stupid.
he's cocky.
Yeah, they describe his character as short-tempered but idealistic.
I think that he thinks that he has all this experience and he should be able to just like come right into this job and kill it. And Freeman's like, dude, you don't know shit. You're just a kid. But he just has all of this.
Yeah, well, he has like
Yeah.
credentials from somewhere else.
Yeah.
The next scene coming into it is they step outside into the rain and Morgan Freeman's like, can we just go to a fucking bar and just like talk? And then Brad Pitt's like, no, I just want to go right to the station right now. And he's just like, dude, you're like a fucking Boy Scout. You're the one that thinks you're gonna come in here and make a difference, but the truth is just like everything's fucked. You're really not gonna make a difference. Like,
Well, yeah, because that's what it is. Yeah, David Mills, which is Pitt's character. That's what he thinks.
They only
the
say their first names at one point. They are referred to by Mills and Somerset most of the
in
movie.
front of me says okay, yeah. So Mills, yeah. So that's what it is. He's like, yeah, the world's fucked up, but I'm such a good cop. I'm gonna fix all of this. Freeman's character, Somerset's like, yeah, no.
You think
You're-
you've been
you're
doing
fu-
this
you're
job
fucking-
for
you're
a
a
long
fool.
time, but I've been doing this job for a long time, and you're not gonna
in
make
a
any
crazy
difference.
city.
You know what's fun, dude? As we're saying this, we were kind of talking about the Richard Ramirez thing on Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the same shit. Like, because it's the actual detectives, and the veteran detective whose partner was the young detective to try to figure this out. At first, that's what he's like, dude. Let's go to a bar. Let's go to a bar, and they go to the bar, and that's when he really says, like, dude, we're never gonna figure this out. Like, I've been doing this for a long time. Like, this is too much. So it's interesting how realistic it is.
Yeah, and that whole first interaction, right? Because it is known, obviously, that Morgan Freeman's character, he's about to retire. Like, he doesn't give a fuck.
Got 6 days.
He did 7.
Initially.
7. But
Clever.
Where did I see 6? I thought, oh, never mind.
not 7.
Yeah, I thought it makes sense.
He's just like, come on, let's go talk about this. And Mills is like, no, like, let's go to the precinct. He asks him, like, why did you try so hard to get transferred here? I saw the transcripts. You like fought to come here. Like, why? That's the worst fucking thing. Like, no one's ever done that. And he tells him, like, oh, well, I did that because of, like, I believe in this and this and this. Probably like you did when you first started, before you decided to quit. And Homeboy's just like, dude, you don't even fucking know me.
Cut you right now, dog.
Like, why the fuck would you say something like that? So everybody is looking at Morgan Freeman like, you are wrong. You shouldn't retire. You're good at your job. Why are you leaving? And he's just like, bro, like, this job's taking every ounce of humanity out of me. And I know you're
Seen
coming
it
in
all.
here with all your humanity and thinking that shit's gonna be good, but Like, you don't know what I've fucking seen, and how can you even fucking say that? I'm giving up.
Somerset could have come in with that very same enthusiasm at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And been
He
like,
probably did.
yeah. So he's like, dude, that was you, man.
Yep.
Exactly.
You don't get it, kid.
But you can't tell someone that. They have to fucking experience that shit.
I mean, wait, he like, I was you eventually, because he talks to Paltrow, her name's Tracy.
Tracy, yeah.
And he basically tells her the same thing. Like, I went through what you guys are going through, which I know I'm going to get in ahead, but it's the same shit. You know, he could say like, "Hey, I've been there. I've literally been there. So I know you think you're gonna do something, but I did too.
And
and here I am, and nothing has changed.
Mm-hmm.
And look how old I am, but I got a cool hat.
And he's and a trench coat. Yeah, so like Pitt tells him like, I've worked homicide for 5 years and shit, and fucking Freeman's like, not here. And it's also like that ambiguous thing where it doesn't tell you the city it is. There's like theories or whatever that it's like hell or purgatory or whatever. It's like, yeah, you might have fucking worked other places, but this is the worst place you could work. Well, this is gonna be fucking awful for you. So it's like, yeah, maybe it's hell.
There's not 7 levels in that.
In Dante's Inferno?
There's not 7, right? It's like 8 or 9.
I want to say it's 9.
If it's 7, I'm fucking running out of here.
You'll find out.
Look it up on them.
It's not 7 levels.
But
scared.
yeah, so fucking Freeman tells him like, look, whatever, you can think you're gonna make all the differences you want, but for the next 7 days, I'm your fucking boss. So how about you shut the fuck up?
Yeah, it's the 9 circles of hell.
Okay, good. Oh my god, I don't have to run away.
And then you see that Morgan Freeman goes home and he needs like a metronome to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Which is
fucking weirdo, dude.
It plays at 77 beats per minute.
Yeah, it's like, let me slow down my heart rate to match this fucking minute. Fuck you.
No, it's not. That's
Fuck
not
you.
that weird, right?
For me,
Are you kidding me?
For me, what I took from that scene is that he thinks about all these awful things that he needs to concentrate on one sound to go to sleep instead of thinking about all the awful things that he's seen in his life.
Yeah.
So I
He has to concentrate on something simple.
Weirdo.
So I sleep every night. That's not normal. I thought, and then you're just screaming and crying, and then you wake up.
You guys don't
That's not how it goes.
Yeah,
Is that not what sleep is?
That is how it goes, unless you're smart enough, like Morgan Freeman, to get a metronome.
No, dude, but I'm like that as well. I can't. When it's
what have you
like,
seen us?
dude, well, I grew up on the east side. It was loud. You know, it's always loud. To me, when it's quiet, it's scary. Like something is happening when it's too quiet, and that freaks me out. Like a car running or some kind of noise in the background, I sleep way better. So I could get that whole noise thing. I'm with Somerset on that one.
You haven't lived.
Your Chularians would never. You don't get it.
Are you fucking kidding me? There's a train that runs next to it. You went over the train thing on your episode.
We moved to Chular. We grew up in the east side.
You fucking bastard.
be
We
cool.
heard the gunshots, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
I didn't want to say they were gunshot. It was mostly
they
party.
were.
It was mostly
But they
party.
were.
It was
Not only
party.
that, but like within the first month that we moved there was a fucking murder
there
down the
was.
street in Chular.
One of the only murders. By
There's
the
been
way.
like
That and the prostitute getting her head chopped off.
there's been 4 murders.
2 for 2.
So we've seen some shit, right?
So in this movie, like they said, 7 days. It starts off Monday. You see Brad Pitt waking up next to Paltrow. I don't know, what do we got here? Is this Paltrow at her cutest? What do we got?
Yeah.
In that scene, you see a little bit of Paltrow nip.
I
Just
think
saying.
it is her in her prime.
You know,
Brad
I
Pitt
wouldn't
was
buy a
dating her.
pussy candle, but maybe a nip candle? I don't know. A titty-shaped candle.
Non-scented.
The wick would be the nipple, right?
Exactly.
It's going to be
That's
Yeah.
a
easy.
large fire.
I'm in.
You're gonna create a Paltrow nip.
Yeah, but whatever.
Nip candle.
You see Brad Pitt wake up next to her, and she's just laying there unhappily. Pitt's getting ready for work, and she's just laying there like, ugh.
Yeah, she doesn't even want to get up.
Yeah. And then you see Pitt standing out there in the rain. Again, rain very prominent in this movie, just adds to the misery. There's a little trivia on that because I always thought like, okay, this movie's all about misery, and every time they're outside, they're just pouring in rain. And I thought that had something
Water
to do.
is life, though.
Misery was written by Stephen King, who wrote Shawshank Redemption.
Yep.
Morgan Freeman was also
shit.
in.
Yep.
See?
7 Degrees, Kevin Bacon.
You just pulled a Kevin Bacon right now.
No, well, okay, so the rain, like Electro was saying, it seems like it means something, right? Because it's rain, of course. It's dark and rainy and wet.
Miserable.
Yeah, it's not good. But apparently, what was Brad Pitt was doing something around that time.
Maybe Legends of the Fall. It was released the same year.
So it might have been that.
Or 12 Monkeys. He released some hitters this year.
Monkey.
Not Legends of the Fall. It's a bad movie. But 7 and 12 Monkeys, come on. Both number movies?
So
this isn't a coincidence,
I was-
guys.
And he did 7 years in Tibet.
I was seeing that for this year, New Line, for that year, sorry, for 95, New Line did a second release of the film in December to try to get Pitt and Freeman nominated, but it didn't work at all.
I don't see why it didn't. Who won the Oscars in 1995? Let's you guys talk.
Like that end scene with Brad Pitt, I'm like, give the man an Oscar.
Kevin
Goodness.
Spacey even deserves an Oscar for this movie.
Best supporting, come on. But yeah, I think it might have been 12 Monkeys, and let's just say because Pitt's schedule was filled up, so he could only record at a certain time, and the time that he recorded, it just happened to be raining.
Mm-hmm.
So because it was raining, they just decided to go with that the whole time instead of having him come back later to reshoot the scenes. Didn't fit, into his. He was doing 7 years in Tibet or some shit, Fight Club. But
99, sir.
Pitt's schedule was too full. So anyway, when he was able to record, it was raining, so they were just like, "Fuck it, we're gonna go with it." Add the rain to the rest of the movie. So it has nothing to do with.
It's no artistic flair, none of that shit.
Oh shit! Do you know who won the Oscar this year?
Let's lay it on me, dude. What's up?
Tom Hanks for Forrest Gump.
Oh, you can't.
Really?
You can't
That's
compete.
a-
And you know who else was nominated?
Mm.
Morgan Freeman for the Shawshank
Of
Redemption.
course.
He's like, I'm getting something either way.
Yeah.
So Morgan Freeman's best movies got released this year.
So who won supporting
2021?
actor?
Fucking asshole Martin Lance for Ed Wood.
Oh, I never saw Ed Wood.
Do you want to know who were the other nominees?
Yes.
Samuel L. Jackson, Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Gary Sinise, Forrest Gump.
wow.
And two other
Dan.
fuckers.
That's for supporting, though.
Mhm.
Who were the actor nominees?
Ice cream.
I already told you, fucking Tom Hanks. Morgan
Who were the
Freeman.
nominees?
Tom Hanks, Morgan Freeman, John Travolta, Pulp Fiction, Paul Newman for Nobody's Fool, and some idiot named Nigel.
You're really upset.
For what movie? Nigel may have been in
The Madness of King George.
That sounds great.
a bunch of real movie fucking nerds are like, oh, come on, that was classic.
How dare he?
He doesn't even know about that. He claims to know about
Called
movies.
Nigel what?
Yeah. First of all, it's Nigel.
Nigel.
Best actor supporting role. I don't know. We wouldn't be considering Gwyneth for this, right?
Definitely
she didn't
not.
do
No,
anything.
She wasn't in
Barely
it
in
a
it.
lot. Her voice was in it more than her face.
But Diane West won for Bullets Over Broadway. I've never heard of that fucking movie.
Sounds cool.
And she beat Uma Thurman in Pulp Fiction.
How dare she?
Wow.
What a fucking shame, huh?
I gotta see her
Legends of
twice
the
in
Fall
chest.
won an Oscar for cinematography,
I knew
Lily.
that it was on the case.
It was on the case?
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I
No,
own
dude, I
it.
fucking love that movie. Shit.
That's Lil's movie, dude.
Anyway, 7 should have been in the running here. Let me see who won like the writing and directing, actually.
No, and just get into sound mixing while you're at it.
Best director, Robert Zemeckis for Forrest Gump.
Well, I mean, are we gonna get through the plot of
No.
fucking Seven?
Doesn't seem like it.
What are we in gluttony yet?
No.
No, we haven't even got in there.
We're gluttony because that, or
Here we
we
go,
should
here
be
we
because
go.
that's number one.
Here we go. So they go to their first crime scene and no Oscars were won for this fucking scene. They find this fat fuck He's just keeled over. Brad Pitt shows up and he's asking, what time was the time of death? And they were like, we don't know. We haven't checked the vitals. And he was just like, that's how you fuckers do things around here. And he was like, fuck you, man. This dude's been sitting in his piss and shit for who knows how long. And his face is in a fucking
spaghetti ball.
Yeah, like he's fucking dead.
He's Italian. Italiano.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, he wasn't Italian, dude.
Yeah, tons of
Well,
fucking
I don't know.
pasta
He's just
sauce.
like ethnic food because he also had the bean and cheese burritos.
There was 6 left. Wouldn't it have been cool if there was 7 left? Oh my god.
He had 3 of them.
Yeah, so then they're looking around and they see that his feet are tied up and that there's a bucket under the fucking under the table. So they were like, this motherfucker was throwing up. This shit.
Well, there was a lot of pasta sauce, so you can't hold all that shit down.
You can't. How much Prego could one man eat?
No, he's like, is there blood in the vomit? And he's just like, he's like, you're welcome to it if you like.
Please check.
Yeah, and then so in the middle of that, so Pitt's over here like making smart comments and writing shit down. Freeman's just like, dude, how about you go fucking interview the neighbors, dude? Get the fuck out of the crime scene. And then so they're driving in a car right after fucking Pitt tells Freeman, hey man, don't jerk me off. Don't jerk me off. Just fucking tell me what.
He probably meant that for space.
Tell me.
Oh my god!
Interesting.
That's probably what it was.
Spoilers.
Spoilers! Spacey's life.
Spoilers for 2018.
For the real world.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. But he's basically telling him, like, dude, don't fucking treat me like a child. Don't send me away in the middle of the fucking crime scene. Let's do it, whatever. And then they get to the corner and fucking, you see the fucking fat fuck just laying there. Very gross scene. But
Junk out.
Junk out, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh
piece
yeah,
on him.
there's a full junk scene.
For his, yeah,
For
man.
a fat guy?
They like proportionally did it, and it was like, that's
It's a hefty piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dangerous.
Fat man has something to be proud of. Anyway. Yeah, so they are the corner kind of lays it down out for them. Like, dude, like, yeah, he was basically force fed and his stomach fucking burst. And then you got Pitt over here with his one-liner, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a homicide. And Freeman's just like, you fuck. You fucker. And then you meet the police captain, which his character has no name. He's literally called a police captain, played by
Arlie Ermey.
Arlie Ermey. Was that on your fucking cast notes, Bono?
No,
God
sure was
damn
not.
it.
How tall are you, man? How tall are you?
Iconic role from that fucking guy, too. There's just hitters in this movie.
That's all he does.
Yeah, so they're like explaining to him what they fucking found. And he's just, Freeman's just like, dude, take me out of this fucking case. And he's like, why? And he's just like, dude, this is the beginning of something. Like, someone who takes this amount of care into what they did clearly has a plan. And it's a serial killer. More shit's to come. Like, get me the fuck off
He's
of
like,
this.
leave me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just because he was in a bowl of Cheerios doesn't make him a serial killer.
SpaghettiOs is not cereal.
The pasta killer. That's that twist. No one expected that one.
But no, fuck it. And then and then he also tells the captain, he's like, and also this should not be this motherfucker's first assignment. Get him out of here, man. He's a fucking dumb fuck. The captain's just like, dude, first of all, like, we're very short-staffed, so you're staying on this. And this is not the first fucking thing you've worked that hasn't been solved. And Freeman comes
You're
back.
a bad detective.
No,
dude.
Freeman comes back at him and he's just like, all the crimes I didn't solve got fucking to the level that they could. I gathered all the information. Like, they were worked as best as they possibly could. So fuck you, Full Metal Jacket. They basically tells him, like, too bad. You're working this. So that's Monday. Now we get into fucking Tuesday. And I really like the scene where the DA's holding the press conference. and he's telling him about the new murder because now we're at another murder. And he tells him this investigation will be the very definition of swift justice. That's how you fucking do it. That's how you address the fucking press. We're gonna fucking we're on it. Yeah, guess who's on it? Morgan and Brad. We're gonna figure this shit out. And then you see Brad Pitt walking into this room, and there's just like greed spelled out in blood on the carpet. The man's wife's picture has like blood on its eyes, a real Zorro mask, kind of bloody mask. We go into another captain scene, and fucking the captain's basically telling Morgan Freeman, like, hey, look, this is the case that Pitt's working on. And he's like, yeah, good for him, whatever. I'm over here typing with 2 fucking fingers. Don't trip. I'm trying to write this report from last month. I'm trying to finish it up. And then the captain's just like, aren't you gonna miss it? Like, you're not gonna be a fucking cop anymore. And Morgan Freeman's like, yeah, buddy, that's the whole fucking idea, man. Like, he tells him, I don't understand this place any longer. That's the way it's always been. That's the way it will always be. So I just need to get the fuck out. He tells him the story about like a pizza guy that got robbed. This guy like just stabbed his eyes out. He was just like, I'm done. Like, this place is sick. I can't fucking be a part of this shit anymore. So then the captain shows him like these pieces of plastic, and they were like, yeah, this was found in the fat dude's stomach. They were fed to him. They were pieces of plastic. So then Freeman, goddamn genius that he is, he heads back to the fucking scene of the crime. And then he finds that the plastic, I don't know, was like shaved off of the floor. And he puzzles it immediately. Fucking Freeman shows up. He's like, what's this here? And he fucking finds it. And then he pulls the fridge back. He finds the gluttony and a fucking little passage here that says, long is the way and hard that out of hell leads up to light. Very fucking
very cryptic,
ambiguous, yeah. And so he's just like, dude, this guy's smart. You know, this is from fucking Milton wrote this from Paradise fucking Lost. This fucking guy is an educated man that's doing this shit.
In veritas vina.
So it's like he's trying to get out of the case, but it's like the case is just pulling him in. So it's like he has no choice. Like, he needs to help Mills solve this case.
He's too good at his job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's figuring it out. Mills, like I said, he's a dumb fucking puppy, and he's just over here, and he's just like,
He's just green, Gordy. You don't know he's...
Yeah, how's he a pup, dude?
Yeah,
What's up? Why you
you're
calling him a
crazy.
puppy, dude?
because he's a fairly new detective. He's been doing it for 5 years, as where Somerset has probably been doing it for most of his life. So
It's
this
Morgan Freeman. He could be like 98 years old. You don't know.
Absolutely. So he's looking at this piece of shit saying like, oh, you think you're a hot shit because you've been doing this shit for 5 years. I've been doing it forever. How about you shut the fuck up? You don't know a thing. That's what I'm saying.
Well, and this is what's cool, because at this point, also as the viewer, you know, hey, it's on. There's a serial killer, and there's obviously going to be a chase because Freeman's fucking sucked. You know, Somerset sucked in.
Yeah, and he lays it down for them. He's telling the captain and Pitt, who are both there, and he's just like, gluttony and
Greed.
no, what was the first one? Gluttony. Oh yeah,
Gluttony
greed. Yeah,
and
you're right.
greed.
Gluttony and greed. And he was like, 2 of the deadly sins. Like, you can expect 5 more of these. Like, this is just the beginning. This motherfucker is on a plan.
Yeah, he's
Shit's
like, there's
gonna
going
go
to be
down.
5 more murders.
And he's like, dude, I can't get involved. Can't get involved. I'm out. I'm over it. He's the one that's really fucking figuring out what's
Yeah.
happening.
Then he immediately goes and gets a bunch of books and starts doing research. So he's not done with it.
Playing this crazy classical music in the background that we've all heard. I can't name it, but we all heard
Right.
it. It's one of those like bum bum bum.
And
Not
when
like
he-
that at all. Sorry, it was not like that.
No, and there wasn't
Right.
elevator music.
Yeah. It was good.
And it also wasn't the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Sebastian, what a man. And before he goes to the library, he actually gets
It'd be
into
so much better if it was that song while he was reading.
Anyway,
So Somerset wants to learn about these 7 sins.
when he goes into the cab to go to the library, it's just also more
Oh,
development
that's
for
Sweet Number 7 by Johann Sebastian Bach, my friend. Just checked it out right here. Okay, well, that's cool.
This is blowing my fucking
It's fucking awesome.
brain.
So he gets into the cab, and the cabbie asks him, "Where you headed?" And he's just like, "Far away from here." You know, he's just like so cynical, just like so like fuck.
That's a good Somerset.
Did I do good?
Yeah,
John
That's
Doe's got
great.
the upper hand.
Keep it doing.
That
Keep
was-
doing that.
And then so he shows up to the library, and there's apparently like 12 security guards that are just not securing the
They're playing
fucking
poker.
building.
It's after hours. It's
Yeah.
Oh,
closed.
it's after hours. No one's gonna break into the fucking library when it ain't open, huh?
No.
It's closed, so they're having their Friday
Their
night
poker
poker
night,
night.
yes,
Yeah.
First of all, that can't be regulatory right there. They would be punished.
Look, the only white
What are you,
security,
David Mills?
the only white security guard there is like, "Hey, we're cultured. This is what we do." Okay.
I'm the only white guy here.
Yeah.
Was they're breaking the rule?
Terrified. I've been held hostage at this poker table.
They're taking my money, man. I'm being robbed.
This is robbery. They're taking my whole salary.
But that goes to show how obsessed Somerset ain't retired, man.
Not
No,
yet.
He's still in.
Not yet. He's got 6 days
still
left.
clocked.
He's at the library after hours.
Yeah, and he tells the
Fuck.
security guards like, "You have a world of knowledge at your fingertips." He's like, "But you guys just decide to sit there and fucking play poker."
They're like, "Shut up, Shawshank."
Hope you don't win an Oscar this year. He goes and he looks up the books. He gets Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales, Dante's The Divine Comedy, and he's just looking at the messed up drawings, right? That's from Dante, right? Or it's like people fucking peeling their own skin off.
That's just art, bro. It's not even, messed up.
Well, they didn't have movies back then. You had to be hella like descriptive.
Right,
So
yeah, you gotta
awful.
really paint the picture, you know what I mean?
Imagine you're like sitting at the pub in 1427 or some shit, and this dude shows you his fucking art book. You're like, this
Okay,
guy's
let me imagine that
fucking
really.
crazy. You're just sitting there drinking your mead, and they're like, dude, this guy's fucking insane. People are peeling their skins off and shit.
Yeah, and
That
there's
must
a
have been nuts.
decapitated guy kind of like sitting there, what looks like attentively looking at his own head.
Or
you
his
know?
head is looking back at his body, technically.
His
right?
body's like lean.
Philosophical.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Let's let Dante fucking figure that out. But yeah, there's like fucking spider legs growing out of people, gnarly stuff. And then he makes the notes for Mills. He's like, "All right, Mills, like I'm out, but this is all the shit you need to solve the goddamn case." And then so then we head into fucking Wednesday, and then you get fucking Brad Pitt in the rain trying to read Dante's The Divine Comedy, and he's just like, "Goddamn poetry writing faggot." Like he just like reads a little bit and he's like, "What the fuck?" Like you can't understand what's happening.
Yeah, anyone has read any of that old shit, I know it's translated into English, but it's dense. It's not easy to read.
No, yeah, I knew about all this crap from English senior year, but like, yeah, if you try to read that, there's nothing you can gain from it. You really need a teacher there to tell you what the fuck it means.
Well, the funny thing is the first thing I think of it was like, why don't you get the fucking Cliff Notes?
and that's
Like,
exactly
there's smart people that have already did this for you.
smartest thing Mills does.
Yeah,
in this
exactly.
movie.
And he uses that. Even fucking Somerset at some point in the movie is like, how the fuck do you know that?
You read it, and it's like some parts.
Yeah.
But and so then you get the scene where Pitt's moving into Somerset's old office, and Somerset's in there doing some work, typing with 2 fingers, and then the phone rings, and it's actually Tracy. Tracy, And she's like over here like, I'm fucking sad and I don't know. Can I talk to your partner? Is that cool? And then she invites fucking him over to dinner. And Mills and fucking Somerset at this point just are not fucking buddies. It's just like,
No.
obviously he would never invite him over for dinner. But because Freeman is a gentleman, he agrees to come over and, have a meal. A late supper, as they call it in the movie. And then they get there, get this little funny scene. One of the only funny scenes where they show that they live like right by the train station or something.
Like the subway.
Or the subway.
Dude, personally, I thought that was a way. The first time you're seeing that, I was thinking that was it looked like it was gonna get all supernatural all of a sudden. And so as the viewer, you're like, oh fuck, here we go. Something's about. Oh, it's just a train.
It's just the train.
And it's just some silly little story.
Yeah, and then you find out that they got duped. Right, that their agent only took them there during certain times of the
and
day.
see, as a viewer, you just got duped. You just thought you were gonna get some crazy shit, and you're wait, no, it's
so
just
the
some
real estate
boring
agent
thing.
pulled a fast one on him, and then Morgan Freeman just laughs his ass off.
So, you want to go take a piss earlier. In that scene, they're both like, oh, it's the subway. Subways are underground. Why the fuck is it shaking your house like that?
First floor movie.
So we were saying if you're in hell, the subway's above you.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
There's some shit.
Hey, boy.
No.
They're on some shit.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean?
Who knows? You think that's real? You think that's what they meant?
Subways are underground.
Probably not.
Man. I don't fucking know.
But I mean,
think they're
it
gonna shake your
does.
fucking
Yeah,
house.
it totally fits in that sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. So then after that, whatever, they were drinking during dinner. He left at his home, so they kind of were bonding a little bit, going over the evidence.
They couldn't keep their wine glass levels same.
You mentioned that, and I was watching that scene. It wasn't a distracting level of like they were drinking out of them, so of course the levels.
You never saw no drinks.
The Pabst was distracting rather than the fucking wine.
Hey man, that dude was a hipster. That was 95. He figured that out.
Jesus Christ. The fuck was Brad
Yeah.
doing?
So then they get
Jennifer
into a little
Aniston.
bit more of the greed pictures, and you find it because when you see the greed crime scene, the body's not there anymore. You just see the aftermath. But then you see the pictures of a guy, and he basically got forced to cut off a pound of flesh from his body and put
he
it
put
in
it
a
on
scale.
the what do they call the thing? The justice tipping
some sort
scale.
of scale.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah, and
no
they-
bone, no cartilage either. Like
Yeah,
straight flesh.
Yeah, and it was that.
they said it better.
How
but-
that's from either Dante. I think it's from Dante's or whatever. It's like 1 pound of flesh, no more, no less, no bone, no cartilage. Nice and simple.
Mm.
So you go butt, right? That's
But
Butt
you
and
can put
thighs,
butt. You can
Stomach,
put,
you could take
yeah.
it.
Butt
So the guy cut off his
oh, they
love
didn't
handle.
say no fat, right?
It's
Yeah.
flesh, you idiot.
It was
Yeah.
his love handle.
Yeah. So the guy cut off like his stomach
His muffin top.
Yeah.
and then just bled to death there. And then
Hey, so wait, hold on. I'm gonna cut you off, but check this shit out. I'm reading here that there's 7 comic books released by Zenescope Entertainment that describe each one of these murders from the John Doe perspective rather than the detective.
interest.
Pretty
That'd be pretty
crazy.
cool.
You were mentioning that earlier, like from the perspective change. So it's like it's based on the people who die, what caused John Doe to kill him.
Well, he does kind of give a slight layout at
Pretty
the end,
trippy. And they're like
as-
$4. It's crazy.
Buy 'em
Dude,
up.
the
Order 'em up.
fucking the sex prostitute one's gotta be that one's.
Oh, that one's brutal, dude.
Oh, spoilers.
Well, let's get to there.
Yeah, so we're going.
Let's skip 3 to 4.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know,
3 to
but
6
I
is
was-
kinda
I was
whack.
like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
They came out in 2006, though, like way after,
Oh,
which
wow.
is pretty nuts.
Yeah. So anyway, from that, they interview the guy's wife, and they tell her like, look at the scenes of the crime. Tell us if anything looks different. And she tells them that a picture is backwards. So then they look at behind the picture, and they find a bunch of fingerprints that say "Help me," which leads them to the next deadly sin, which is sloth.
How does that represent? I don't get the whole. I don't get that one. Because they
He
tied
was-
him down or some shit.
He was a pedophile.
He's slow.
Pretty slow.
He was a drug dealer and
a
pedophile.
And I assume like sloth is like you're lazy. Am I maybe miss?
If you're stealing drugs, you are not. You're choosing not to get a real job. That
There
might
you
be
go. Okay, there you
considered
go.
as
Yeah.
lazy.
All right, I approve now. Carry on.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
so they
Oh, that
get
was
his
terrible.
finger. So they get his fingerprints, and they show up to this dude's apartment. This is where Dr. Cox comes in.
Oh, you got a pretty cool jump scene right here.
Yeah, and then so they come in. There's a bunch of fucking air fresheners, and they get into the.
Oh, it all makes sense why you
Uh-huh.
want to put the air freshener.
Ah.
Oh, shit.
Everybody, this is January
No,
24th. A year from now,
Hey.
get ready for the pictures, man. They're gonna
Let's
be-
not say that.
Yeah, I hope not
And
either.
And I love the line that Dr. Cox says when they reach the bed with the guy, and he's like, "Dicks, want to come take a look at this?" But he just screams at them, "Dicks," which is like disrespecting them, but also basically saying what they are. Right? They're detectives. Very good.
Well, it says that a sloth is a person not wanting to work because of lack of motivation. So he was a drug dealer. So he was kind of
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
It's
he's
kind of like what I
working.
said. Huh.
you know.
I was right.
But it is, but Ozzy's right too, because they are supposed to be like a lazy person. Like they're not motivated. They're
That's what I said.
Just
That could be
molesting
constituted,
children
but being a drug
and selling
dealer.
drugs.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll molest this child.
But I asked you earlier when we were watching it because one of the cops like comes to the guy and he's like, "You're
Dr.
getting
Cox.
what you're getting what you deserve," and I'm just like, "Why did he say that to him?" Like
Yeah,
that
pedophile.
seems like a fucking crazy thing to say. But,
That's something you would say to a pedophile.
but I don't think at that point you knew he was a pedophile.
We didn't as the viewers, but they knew who he was, and he had a record for being a pedophile.
Got it.
So they should have known. And so they also they find pictures of this man, and they find out that he's been there a year and just slowly been tortured throughout this course of a year. And the serial killer left pictures there of the fucking
The
Every
process.
the decay.
Wow.
Every day he took a picture.
Damn. It's fucking a lot of work, dude.
It is a
fuck
lot of
around.
work.
Well, that's exactly what they say. They're like, we're dealing with some next level.
This
Yeah.
person is not a
Shit.
sloth.
And then,
No,
and then
the
they,
killer's not a
He's
sloth.
highly motivated.
and then they step out of the apartment, and this journalist shows up and takes Brad Pitt's picture. And Brad Pitt like fucking snaps at him, like, "Get the fuck out of here, you like fucking piece of shit!" Blah blah blah. And the guy's like, "I got your picture," and he's like, "Yeah, this is my name, Mills," and he spells it out, and he's like, "I'm surprised he could spell." Very crucial fucking scene.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then we head into Thursday where fucking Tracy, that fucking sly little fucking pussy fucking candle woman, called Somerset behind Mills's back and it's just like, "I'm all fucking sad and I need you to meet me for breakfast." At this point, I'm like, I think Gwyneth wants a little bit of God. You know, she wants to fucking eat the Holy Spirit, you know, like,
Ew.
excuse me. She wants to take communion.
She wants, I was going to say, she wants to receive the communion.
Exactly, you know.
Get that wafer.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
It's because he's old.
Yeah. Yeah. We could end
That
it with
crusty dick.
If you want, we could have some wine.
Wash it down.
And then she's basically like, "Look, Freeman, I don't want to fuck you. The deal is I'm pregnant. Mills put a little Mills in me. And now, like, I'm in this city, which I fucking hate. He has a job that makes me miserable. I don't know what the fuck to do." And fucking Somerset's like, "Let me tell you what, fucking bitch. I once had a bitch that I really fucking loved, and I
Yeah,
almost
really bitch heavy in the
and
scene.
I almost married this bitch."
Mhm.
But here's what happened. The bitch got pregnant. And then him doing his job was just like, and seeing the things he has
Yeah, he's
seen,
such
he
a
was
witch.
just like, there is no fucking way in hell I could ever bring a fucking child into this world. So
Have you ever seen First Reformed? He told him. It was crazy.
Yep, that's exactly
Go
what
back and
happened.
listen to that first Reformed episode or second Hawk Talk.
If Hawk was in this, oh my god.
Amanda Seyfried thought the same thing.
Yeah, exactly the
Yeah.
same thing.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like, how can I bring a child into this world?
Global warming.
And she was also in Mank, who ties back in.
Damn straight.
There you go.
Damn
That's
straight.
good.
Fincher.
But he does have he does give her a little hope because he also says that he has regret, right? Like he basically convinced this woman to have an abortion because he didn't want to bring a child into this world. But he's like, but if I could take it back now, I would.
Yeah.
And he said, so if you're going to abort this child, don't ever tell your husband because it's going to ruin your relationship. Or if you decide to keep it, spoil the shit out of your kid.
Which is crazy because isn't he's like lied to my homie, lied to my partner.
Not his
He's
homie.
not his homie.
Yeah, lied to my partner. That's why I switched it. Yeah.
I think
like,
it's just like
girl.
something heavy to live with because you probably, one person probably feels stronger about, which is usually the man, like, nope, I don't want no fucking kid. And then the woman is like, oh, but you have the maternal instinct. And so you're usually forced into doing it, But yeah, so it's like, don't tell your husband because maybe it's the other way around. Gwyneth is like, I don't want this right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what if Brad or Mills was like, I want to be a dad, So it'll ruin a relationship.
Absolutely. And then so after what?
She has an abortion, puts it in the box, and he's like, what's in the
Oh,
box?
God.
You know what?
What if that was the scent of the cat?
Alternate Alternate ending.
I know. That was
Shit. That's why they didn't show it.
Could be. Yeah,
Oh,
there you
That's
go.
where she's
That's a
like,
fan
Tracy
theory.
wins, bitches, and leaves.
Oh, man.
I didn't want this baby.
Yeah. Independent woman, motherfucker.
This was Spacey's.
Yeah. So basically, after that, fucking Pitt is just like dismissing John Doe, being like, look, he's fucking crazy. Somerset stopped talking about him like he's this fucking guy's got everything figured out. And he's just like, no, he's not a lunatic, man. Like, he's got his shit handled. And then he's like, all right, this is what we're going to do. Somerset's like, we got to bribe this fucking guy. He's got to give us some fucking info. And this is where the actor from Memento comes in. The guy that they bribe, he comes out in Memento for a brief moment. He's in this movie for maybe a minute. And in Memento for like maybe 2 or 3. So they bribe him. It ends. From here we go into like Freeman talking about flagged books, which is no longer a thing anymore, I guess, because of the Patriot Act. Because now everything is out in the fucking open. If you do anything, everybody knows. But back in these days, that shit was.
Oh, the FBI, right? If you rented out how to make bombs in your kitchen.
Yeah, you got flagged. If you got like Mein Kampf.
If you purchase that, you'll still be put on a list, though.
No, you will now, but now it's like transparent, like for
You
sure.
got 'em on the
Back
list?
then it wasn't.
You probably are.
For Columbus and Other Cannibals, I think that's like my most extreme title one.
Could be.
It's open domain. You
I
can
remember.
check and
I
see
remember
if
one
you-
day Bono was asking about Mein Kampf, and I like Googled it, and I was like, "Fuck, am I on a list now?"
Well, and it sucks because, dude, it's interesting. I'm curious. Like,
Absolutely.
I'm not thinking, oh, let me read it. Dude might have some good ideas, but like, what did it say? it's still a book.
Yeah, you're
you
on
know?
that list, buddy.
Now you are.
You are now.
Right? And I come back next week like, hey, so you could buy that book, and I have a couple things to say.
And they made some good points.
Yeah.
It was published for a reason. The man had ideas.
Like, you know how Fight Club was
Compelling
misunderstood?
Mhm.
There's other things that are also misunderstood.
So was Hitler's life.
Shit.
He had a very hard struggle. His conf was very minor.
He was an artist, just like John Doe.
Yeah. His use of watercolor is pretty progressive as all
Yeah,
kinds of-
I mean, he was ahead of his time. That
Yeah.
Hitler.
Okay.
Wow.
Cut some of this
This-
out.
How did we?
This is not.
Well, it's because they
okay.
used the fucking library records to get to John Doe.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
We went down a fucking tangent.
It's got a little dark.
Well, that's the point of this movie.
Yeah.
We've been quarantined way too long.
Yeah, this isn't gonna go well with our German listeners. We need to.
That's our biggest audience.
We need to cut this out.
We love you, Germany.
Oh, we're cutting this out.
Ich bin Berliner, man, like Kennedy said.
Yeah,
I
so
got your back, homie.
So they're looking through the list of banned books, and they have books that they're looking for. Like people that got these books are the ones that we're looking for. So then they find a Jonathan Doe that fucking checked out the right book, and they're like, "All right, let's go.
El Jonathan es.
Let's go to his fucking house. Let's just knock on the door and let's see what happens." And so they're knocking on the door, and then he shows up. He's got groceries.
He went to get groceries.
Yeah, he had a fucking brown bag of groceries, and he shows up, and then he just pulls out the gat and just clap, clap. You know, he goes right for it, and then Mills, who's the dumb fuck, you know, he's the one that fucking goes on this crazy chase to get him down.
Well, Freeman can't run. You know what I mean? He's not gonna catch him.
Right.
There's no fucking chance.
Freeman also
Knows all the shortcuts too.
Freeman also knows that they're not supposed to be there and that they really can't do anything. And fucking
That is true, yeah.
and
Hell yeah.
Brad Pitt doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
He
there's no
just-
point. Yeah, they could literally grab him and he could say, I did it, and
Yeah,
it's all illegal
and
what
that-
they're doing.
fucking great chase scene that ends with fucking
Taco
Mills
truck.
getting fucking crowbarred to the face, and then he's got the gun to his head. I love that fucking shot of like where you see the gun so clearly, but the dude in the John Doe in the background's kind of blurry, but you see the gun just like fuck yeah, and fucking
Fuck yeah.
and fucking Mills
Fucking
is-
gnarly, bro.
and Mills kind of, he doesn't quite beg for his life, but he kind of does, right? He's just like, don't fucking do this, bro.
You got no other option. You're a dead man at that point.
Yeah, and he knows. And that's why I really liked that scene and that character, too, because he chased him all the way to this alley, and then the alley has a van that is basically taking most of the
It's
alley.
a taco truck.
It's a van. And then...
Oh, so it was LA.
Yeah.
And then so Pitt knows that if he tries to go through that alley with the van there, that he's at a very disadvantage.
Disadvantage. No, sorry.
Damn.
The Prince of Puns. This is the new Prince of Puns. Fuck.
Oh my god.
We're all taking over.
Everybody's trying to take my
Little
job.
hats on.
Everybody's trying to take my job over here.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah, so he basically has to make a decision. He knows he shouldn't go through that van because he's really vulnerable. But he goes and he does pay the consequences, and he's almost killed, but he's spared. Somerset shows up.
He shows up like around it, like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, I almost got my head blown off, you motherfucker.
And then after that, so they go to the apartment, and fucking Somerset's like, bro, we can't come in here. We don't have a warrant, and we technically have no reason to be here. Like, we got here through illegal fucking means. So if you break in there, like, he will walk just like on a technicality, because any evidence we find in there is going to be fucking thrown out. And then Brad Pitt's like, oh, okay. And he acts like he's going to walk away. And he turns around, just fucking kicks the door open. And he's just like, well, no use in arguing about that shit anymore because the door's broken. So let's come in here and let's figure this shit out. The next scene kind of takes away the importance of that scene, because they just end up bribing a fucking like homeless person into giving them a reason to breaking in there. But I thought that was so good, that fucking Morgan Freeman being like, bro, like, don't fucking do this. Like, you can't do this. And he does it, which is also kind of like foreshadowing to the end right there. Kind of similar. He's like, dude, don't do it. And he's like, I'm going to do it.
He's like, yeah, you want to be a good cop. Good cops don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
You got to follow the law.
like, no, I'm
The
gonna
law.
become you.
Mm-hmm. And whatever. So they work out their fucking angle, and then they're like looking at all the notebooks and all this shit. And
Wait, so what did the homeless dude tell him? What was the whole thing?
the homeless
What is
the homeless
reason?
it was a woman.
Yeah, she kind of says like that she noticed that he was gone a lot when all the murders were happening, and that he just kind of looked creepy and suspicious.
I could see that. Spacey, dude. He's a creepy looking fucker in this movie. Just saying.
Yeah.
Like, dude, his name is John Doe.
And then also,
guy's a weirdo.
Also, you see the hand in the jar.
Yep.
In this, so he cut that guy's hand off to do the fingerprints in the fucking
And the help
in
me.
the greed fucking thing. Pretty cool,
That
guys.
is pretty
Pretty cool. But yeah, the Notebooks. There's a nice little tidbit about the Notebooks right there, Ozzy.
Nicholas Sparks.
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't. You said the Notebook.
I know it's
The Note.
beautiful movie.
No, those fucking notebooks. They're real notebooks with real goddamn stories in them that they paid. They must have paid somebody to write. What? Because it cost them 15 grand to make these
15 grand.
15 fucking grand to make fake real or real fake notebooks.
Yeah, there you go.
But so my thing is, if someone paid me $15,000 to write 2 months worth of books, I don't think that's enough money.
I don't think it was just one person. It was probably a team.
Also, it's
okay.
1995.
No, but it was a team of people.
That's true. You hire a company for 15.
And,
Okay, never
and
mind. Damn,
Morgan
okay.
Freeman actually kind of plays tribute to that little trivia, and he says, because they're looking through it, and Brad Pitt's just getting pissed off, being like, we need to go out there and find him. And he's just like, dude, there is so much shit here. There's so much evidence. And he said it would take a team of people 2 months to fucking read these notebooks, working 24 hours a day. Like, that's how long it would take them to do it. So I think that's a little homage right there
To what
how-
it took to make
a
it.
team of
Yeah,
people
that
worked for 2 months to fucking do that.
But yeah, again, when you're seeing the journals in the movie that they're flipping through, it's not just a couple pages that are written.
And
all
they're not
fucking
even
written.
like in college or wide ruled. It's like blank papers, and it's written really small and perfect in line. So there's so many words in one fucking page that it's like crazy.
Yeah. There was some composition journals.
Yeah, but it was like
What kind of pen was it?
it was like the I was
What
probably
kind of pen?
that means
it was
something.
A gel. It was a gel.
There was no
It was a
smudgy.
Bic.
No, it was no Bic. That was not a Bic. That was pure.
And this
ink.
was the 90s. I don't know if gel ink even
Exactly.
existed in the
It
90s.
might have been
Uniball?
feather.
Are
It
you
might
gonna
have
go
been
Uniball
feather.
now?
It might have
Like-
been feather.
8,000 of the 15,000 went to that fucking ink cost. I'm telling you.
It might have been feather. And then anyway, John Doe called them at his apartment.
Dude, those journals are out there somewhere.
Right. I wonder what they wrote in them.
Let's find out.
You can buy them.
Hold on.
I mean, I'm inventing that right now in my head, but I'm assuming.
Well, you could pause it at certain points and read.
All right, we're pausing. Everybody.
But yeah. So then John Doe calls them while they're there, and he's just like, "Hey, like I really admire. I had no like. How did you guys find me? What? Like I did not expect that. You guys kind of fucked up my plans a little bit. So I need to get going. But I just wanted to call you to tell you guys that I admire you for fucking for." And he's like, "And I also want to apologize to whoever I almost killed."
Not bad.
And that's another one when I don't know, he just seemed like he was so ahead of them that you wouldn't think they would get one on him. That's
Yeah, it
also
was
another
less,
setup.
like he
It's
didn't think
not.
about that. He didn't think that they were gonna go through these fucking
Like the library
libraries.
closes at 9. How are they going to get access?
Yeah,
The guys don't have.
and they're always playing poker.
Yeah.
I already checked it out.
Yeah, nobody's going to go get it.
From there, they go into like a sex club or something. They find the guy there who's just like probably the greatest actor I've ever fucking seen. That guy, how he is acting after
He hadn't slept for 2 days.
and he's just like so traumatized and like kind of crying the whole fucking time and shaking. They show they only show a picture of the thing, which is like it looks like a latex suit with kind of like a strap on, but this instead of a dildo, it's like a giant fucking blade.
It's a bladed strap on.
Ouch.
Like
That's what it's
a
described as.
giant one. It's not like a little fucking paring knife. We got like a fucking
Fucking disturbing.
like giant messed up knife. And he's just like when they get to him, he's still in it. And he's screaming like, get me out of this thing, get me out of this thing. And you don't even know what it is. And then you see the pictures of it. And they're interviewing him and the guy that killed Brandon Lee. and then
Michael Massey.
It gets to that point where he's just like, they made me fuck. He made me fuck her. And I was like, and I did. Like, he had a gun in my head. He's like, he said he had a gun in my mouth. It was down, like, it was in my throat.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Like, I fucked her. And it's just like, they don't even show anything of like what happened, but you just see the tool, and then he says that, and you're like, oh my God. Like, that's some Jack the Ripper shit right there, man. And this guy is fucked. Like, this guy's gonna kill himself, right? There's no way you don't kill yourself.
You don't recover from that.
You killed some. You're just trying to bust a nut, not kill somebody.
Right.
Oh, that's
and in that
disturbing.
way,
yeah.
Oh no.
It went through and it came out.
Oh, okay.
No, let's not talk about it.
Yeah. Then we head into
That's all
Sunday,
it is.
and then we get the Pride victim, which was a model that he made, like, cut off her fucking nose and parts of her face, and then bandaged her up and gave her the choice of living like that with these deformities or killing herself. And she chose to kill herself. Where that's the fucking pride.
That's the pride.
Yeah, like, this beautiful woman would rather die than to be living a disfigured life. And then they get back to the precinct after that, and they were like, fuck. And then Spacey strolls right in there, full of blood. Imagine that cabbie. Right? He probably threatened him and offered him a lot of money or something. He's like, whatever, just take me to the police station. But he was covered in blood.
Right.
And then he just shows up and he's like saying, like, detective. And when they're like all talking about, like, yeah, that bitch cut her nose off and all this stuff. This is where the fucking Spacey acting genius comes in when he screams, detective. Chills. I get chills.
It's pretty good.
I get chills. And you also see that his hands have bandages on them, and the reason why they can never find his fingerprints is because he would fucking cut off his fucking fingertips like all the goddamn time.
Yeah, that's hardcore. That's commitment.
Yeah, and then so he shows up, he confesses, and then they're both kind of standing there like, why is he confessing? Why is this why is he doing this? And Brad Pitt's just like he's fucking with us. Like, he's somehow fucking with us. And Morgan Freeman's like, for the first time ever, we are in complete agreement, man. He's just like, look, like, why would he turn himself in? He's 2 murders away from his masterpiece. Like, it makes no fucking sense. And then you get the scummy lawyer who's actually Eddie from The Lost World, the fucking...
I thought he looked familiar, that fucking sleazebag.
No, he's a good guy, Eddie.
I'm saying he looks and acts like a sleazebag.
He got
himself.
torn into 2 by the T-Rex couple.
He deserved
the
it.
Lost.
Was
No,
that
come
after?
on.
Was that after? It was after, right?
Yeah, it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, and he's just like, basically like, all right, this is what my client needs. Basically, he will reveal to you the sites of the 2 remaining bodies, but you guys got to play his kind of little game. You guys got to actually drive with him down there. That's the deal. So they do. And this is my favorite fucking scene of the movie. Finally get John Doe, Mills, and Somerset in a car, all kind of going head to head, wit for wit. And that's how you know, and that's how I think that Brad Pitt's the dumb one. Brad Pitt's the only one, like, yapping his mouth. Fucking Somerset's just kind of listening. Every now and then he'll say something. And John Doe's obviously the fucking genius in the fucking car. But fucking Mills just won't shut up. He's just like, he's kind of trying to rub his nose into the fact that we caught you. And he's just like, bitch, you didn't fucking catch me. Like, I literally showed up with my hands in the air, motherfucker. You're here because I want you to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually tells him, like, so Pitt tells him, he's like, I seem to remember us knocking on your door. And he's like, and I remember breaking your fucking face. And he's like, so every time you look in the mirror, you just think about how you're only here because I let you live, motherfucker. So don't fuck
And he's still got the bandages on his nose and his hands still wrapped up.
Mm-hmm. So that he, like, breaks Pitt, right? Because Pitt thought he was cool and fucking talking shit, and he tells him to that, and he's just like, shut the fuck up, you fucking freak, and like, you're no fucking messiah, whatever, you're a t-shirt at best. Which is also really interesting, because how many fucking t-shirts of like Charles Manson? How fucking,
for sure.
He's on so many t-shirts and so many fucking things. It's like, yeah, you're a t-shirt at best, you piece of shit. And then they show up at the place where he says, there's a dead dog laying there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I didn't do that. Yeah, we got Dr. Cox on the helicopter making sure everything's cool overhead, that they're not going to get ambushed or anything. And then they notice a truck fucking creeping up.
Coming in hot.
The Econo line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then so Freeman's like, all right, I'm going to run off. What if Pitt had decided to run off? The game would have gone way different. John Doe did not think this through. And anyway.
Well, if it was a bomb or a murder or something, freaking Somerset's like, I want it to be me. You know?
I guess it would either way. If Pitt had opened the box and it was his wife, he probably would have ran back and shot him.
You also forgot the part in the car where he explains why he kills all those people.
Oh, right.
Like, because he's like, you're nothing. Like, you're just killing innocent people. Like, you're not a messiah. Like, that's when he tells him that. And he's just like, so he breaks it down, right?
Yeah, he's just like, dude, only...
Went an hour and a half just to get to that point. You glossed over it.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, he basically
What
tells
the
them,
hell?
like, only in this day and age would you consider those people innocent. Like, they were all fucking... They were all sinning, and you could just walk down the street and you see a deadly sin in every corner, but nobody fucking gives a shit. Well, John Doe gives a darn, and he's gonna preach a good word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just like, I didn't choose this. I was chosen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Morgan Freeman's like psychologizing him. He's just like, well, I'm sure you believe that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's staying so cool, calm, and collected. Meanwhile, fucking Brad Pitt's like barking and losing his shit, you know?
Thinking he's smart.
Yeah, because it plays in his favor, right? Because he's just listening, seeing to how he responds, seeing what he says to everything, kind of whether it's philosophical or like his own fucking thing.
And then just the fact that he tells him too that, you know, it's just like, you know, I can't wait for you to see like what I'm going to fucking show you right now.
So good.
And he's just like, well, I'll be right next to you, bro. Like he's still being like condescending, and he's just like,
He's like, yeah, let me know when this grand thing happens. He's like, bitch,
You won't miss it.
you're gonna know.
And then he says something about how it's just like the life that he's gonna allow him to live, or what does he say?
Well, that whole thing is like, you get to enjoy the life that I've allowed you to live because I didn't fucking kill you. And then also, when Brad Pitt's saying that he's not a messiah, that he's a t-shirt at best or whatever, he's just like, dude, what I have done will be fucking studied and followed for years to fucking come. People will be puzzled. They won't even know why or what, but everybody's gonna be fucking fascinated by this. So,
and it's great too because he tells him, it's like, you're gonna be part of
Yeah.
that. Like you will be remembered.
it's like, I have now given your life purpose because now you're a part of this fucking story
my
that I fucking whoa.
And even if it wasn't on that crazy deep level, he's the guy who was gonna eventually fucking bust a cap on his ass.
And all by design, as we learn right here. So when Morgan Freeman runs off, he's just like, oh, like, I'm glad we have some time to talk now, you know? Fucking Somerset gets to the van, he opens the box, and he's like, oh, shit, right?
Pulls out his dope ass switchblade.
Mm-hmm. And that's when he's like, John Doe's got the upper hand, you know?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And then while that's happening, fucking Pitt's over there with John Doe, and he's just like, I admire you. I admire you and your pretty wife. And he's just like, what the fuck did you just say, man? Are you bringing up my wife?
And then he says her name.
Because at this
Crazy.
point, you don't know that they know each other, or he shouldn't. No, John Doe shouldn't know Mills' wife.
Well, it's something we skipped through. He does know who they are because he straight up takes his fucking picture.
Yeah. And they should find the picture in the apartment.
Yeah, he's just like, bro, he knows who we are.
Doesn't also Somerset mention there as well? Because he's like, how do they get here so quick? And he's like, dude, they pay the fucking people off in
Yeah.
the precinct.
They pay
and tell
pay
them.
cops good money for the information.
And then
So
he
he's telling them what the fuck's going on.
and then he confirms it. He's just like, you have no idea how easy it is to like
get
buy information
information.
from your people.
Yeah.
Oosh. Yeah, so he's like, I admire you and your wife. He's like, I tried to play husband, but it didn't work.
He says, I
He says-
envy.
He's
I
like,
envy
your
your life. I
like
envy
his
your
simple
life.
life. He's just like, I came to your apartment this morning after you were gone.
Mm-hmm. He's like,
Yeah,
I tried
he-
to play husband, but she wasn't having it. It's like, but I wanted a souvenir. Like, so I took her pretty little head. And then that's when fucking Somerset gets back and he's like, bro,
Drop your gun!
bro.
You're gonna get super mad. You should probably sit down for this.
Don't shoot me now.
Just drop the gun, bro.
Yeah, and then he's just like, hey, what? That's the first time he's like, what's in the box? Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And then as soon as Morgan Freeman gets there, he's so fucking desperate that he even throws his gun away and he's like, bro, it's just you and me. Give me your gun. Please give me your fucking gun. And he's just like, no, what the fuck? Like, what's in the box? And then that's when he tells him just like, so since I envy your life, then I guess envy is my sin.
Mhm.
And he says like, so become wrath and
Become
fucking
revenge.
become vengeance, become wrath, and you
Right.
fucking kill me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, what? Like, no, what's in the box? Right?
Oh God.
No, not yet. And he's like, what's in the box? And then he's just like, she begged for her life. She's like, not only her life, but her baby inside of her. And that's when he's like, what? And then he's like, oh.
It's like Zach Morris all of a sudden.
He's like,
Yeah.
he
He
didn't
didn't
know.
know.
And then that's when fucking Freeman's had enough. Gives him
And
a
he
little
slaps him.
That's the thing too. though,
Shut up,
'cause
yo.
He looks at Freeman as if he knows that Freeman knows.
Yeah, like verify it.
Mhm.
And then that's Pitt's best acting right there because he's going all crazy. But then as soon as he realizes, oh shit, he did cut my wife's head off, he's just like quiet and just kind of staring like, what the
With
fuck
tears
is
in his
happening?
eyes. Like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah. And then he's just like, oh God. And like, oh my God, so miserable.
Mhm.
Imagine
Mm-mm.
what a miserable ending. He's just screaming like, oh my God, all I did was try to be a good cop. They cut my wife's head off. Like, I get you now, Somerset.
You were right. You were right.
They cut my head off pretty bad.
Yeah. This is a particularly bad case of somebody's head being cut off.
That's not funny.
You're laughing pretty hard.
Yeah, and then fucking
It's goop.
And then Freeman's telling him, like, bro, if you kill him, he's gonna win, dude. Like, don't let him win. Don't kill him. And obviously, and then John Doe closes his eyes, knowing like this is my time,
Mm-hmm.
and he fucking blasts him.
Like
Well-
a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
unloads.
there's 4 of us here right now. Do you kill him?
Yes.
Does everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody?
Absolutely.
Everybody, we're
Yeah.
full
in the
contestants.
moment, you
Yeah, I
just
don't
find
know.
out this
Off
information.
him, off yourself. Fuck
Oh
it.
my god!
What I would have done is I think I would have like shot his dick. I would have made him suffer.
There you go. That's what I was thinking too.
Like,
I was
I
out
would
in
have
the
been
desert.
like, dude, I need you to beg for your life.
It wouldn't have been
A
fast.
person
No,
like
yeah.
that isn't suffering. They're not
Well,
gonna-
again, but you try. You give
Yeah,
it
it's
the little
for
best.
you. It's your own vengeance.
He's gonna go medieval on his ass.
Give me your switchblade, Somerset.
Yeah.
I'm going medieval on his ass.
Yeah.
Kill him with her head.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
He's not
Feed him to
fazed.
death
He's
with
not fazed by
Paltrow's face.
You're doing nothing to him.
Well, yeah, but
He's
that's
a-
for you.
Yeah.
That's for you, my
Yeah.
friend.
Oh,
I mean,
for
whatever.
sure.
I think so. I think whatever, dude. If somebody cut your head off, I would try to torture them.
Like they killed your
That's
wife with your
sweet.
kids. You're dead.
Yeah, I would torture them, even if they were like, whatever. This isn't doing anything for me. It's like whatever.
It's
I
doing
know
something
I'm
for
causing.
me.
I know I'm causing you pain. Like, go to hell.
Okay.
That happens, and then the next thing, all of a sudden, it's night. Brad Pitt's in the back of a squad car, and then the
Well,
cat.
he killed the guy.
Yeah, the cat. No, yeah, he's going to jail. That's the thing about this movie. Mills is going to jail. He murdered
But
somebody.
But the captain says we're gonna take care of him.
Yeah, like he's gonna be like a nice jail,
Electric
but
chair.
he's going
And-
to jail.
Well, and you're on that jury. You're like,
Yeah, he deserved to fucking
he's
blast
cool.
him.
Yeah,
He has a
exactly.
fire
But it's
lawyer.
still murder.
He has a fire lawyer.
But it's
man.
still murder.
He's gonna-
Even if
He has Spacey's lawyer.
okay, but even if you
It's
could
manslaughter.
you could agree. Yeah, exactly. You're still doing time.
There was no premeditation. He
You're
just did it
still
out
do-
of like
It was
anger.
temporary insanity because he
You're
just found out
doing
his
time.
wife's head got cut off.
Yeah, come on. He
Our
didn't
pets'
mean to.
heads are falling off.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. His pet's head.
Yeah. Gwyneth Paltrow peed all over fucking Palmdale or some shit.
fell off.
Or Lancaster.
Ah.
Yeah, she was kind of old.
Yeah. So whatever. All I say, the only reason I say that he's going to jail or whatever is because I haven't seen the commentary in a long time. But in that DVD commentary, David Fincher straight up asks Brad Pitt, "How do you feel knowing that Mills is going to go to jail and probably be raped for what he did?" Like that's what he intended for the end of his movie. Like
rape.
Raped?
he's going to jail. He's going to prison.
Doesn't mean
He's
you're
probably
getting
going to get
raped.
raped.
And not if he goes to nice jail.
Yeah.
No, but
He could also be the raper.
maybe.
Not necessarily the rapee.
Maybe, but that's what the director was.
He killed a guy.
That's what he thought of the
He
ending.
killed a serial killer, dude. He's
Yeah,
raping.
he's gonna be badass.
Yeah.
Or what about serial killers in there like, hey, you killed that son of a bitch. Get over
I
here.
killed your god.
Spread
Therefore,
them
I'm
cheeks.
your god.
Spread them cheeks.
No, I
No.
think Fincher had 15 years to be like, let me see what I'm gonna say for my commentary. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
not
rape.
15 years. The DVD probably came out.
This is
too.
2010, right?
Well, this is the Blu-ray, which is a reissue of the DVD.
Hmm. You can do a separate one.
That's a lot of information.
Anyway, he gets driven off. Somerset's kind of like, I think he kind of decides not to retire, right? He's like, I'll be around, you know?
He literally says that, right? Around.
It ends with Morgan Freeman quoting Hemingway, right? Is that
I
a
believe
real
so.
Hemingway quote?
Yeah, it is Hemingway.
And then he says, like, Ernest Hemingway said that the world is a fine place and worth fighting for. I agree with the second part. And then the movie fucking ends.
There's nothing great about this movie.
Dark as fuck. This is why I was comparing it, that movie, The Devil All the Time. I feel like it's a really similar kind of like miserable movie, and they even have a couple of things in common, like the deaths and shit. And it's like, yeah, it's just like misery, and at the end it's just like you don't get a happy ending. Like maybe, I guess if you're an optimist, you're like, oh yeah, you can say like, oh yeah, they're gonna take care of him in jail. But no, he's either way, he's fucked. Somebody cut his wife's head off. He's insane for the rest of his
Oh, yeah.
life.
That's what I'm saying. Off yourself. You kill him and off yourself. Fuck it.
Yeah, either way, you like when you see him in the back of that squad car, he's like
He's not there.
broken.
Yeah.
He's done. Your main character, or one of your main characters, is gone. The other one thinks the world's a piece of shit. So that's how your fucking movie ends.
The end.
Morgan Freeman's like, why do I never die?
I'm gonna retire next year. There better not be 8.
Did you say he's 83 or something?
Yep. 83.
Damn. Anyway, it's gonna be hard, I think, to beat this movie in the list. It's gonna be up there. We're gonna again. We have not gotten to the point where we're pitting these movies against each other yet. But what an amazing movie this is,
This is a good
in my
one.
opinion.
No, it's a good one.
10 out of 10 for me, no doubt about it.
That's 7 out of 7.
I need.
All right.
That's what I'm talking about. Fuck yeah.
It was right there,
So many sevens. Even the coffee house was on 7th Street. We
that's
found
right.
out.
And 7 days. It's a whole week from Monday to Sunday.
Illuminati. 7 days. That's what
7 days plus 7.
I think also what
Declaration of Independence.
Didn't Kevin Spacey grab 7 dicks? Wasn't that
Shut up, dude.
Probably.
Wasn't it 7?
Oh, shit.
7 for 7, guys.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my
So
God.
7
Greedy.
7 out of 7 around the board on this
Lust.
one.
His pride
It was
and lust and greed. Was there a fat kid?
It was pride. It was pride.
Was one of those a fat kid gluttony
Could
somewhere?
have been, man. Could have been.
Oh, wow.
They're hard to. They're easier to catch, right?
Right, that's right. Wow.
Easier balls to fucking
Stop,
grasp
stop,
onto.
stop.
Hey, man. Anyway, that's it for 7. 7 out of 7s across
7
the board.
out of 7.
Yeah,
Or
7.
10 out of 10. 10 out
I'm
of 10.
going 7.
Brad Pitt.
A
all
plus,
the way.
5 stars. Should have won all the Oscars.
Well, it was against Forrest Gump.
yeah,
you can't really do that.
No.
man.
And Apollo 13.
I will say right now, I think 7's a better movie than Forrest Gump.
Oh,
You enjoy it more.
God, you
No,
don't
it is
enjoy
a
that
better
movie.
made movie. It is a better movie.
I don't agree with
no.
you.
Watch
No.
Forrest Gump, some of that shit. I mean, whatever. I love Forrest Gump.
Okay,
But,
you're not
but I
showing
think
it.
7 wins. 7 wins that battle, in my opinion.
Wow.
You're
Ozzy?
a dark fucking
Ozzy?
guy.
All right, that's the episode. Tune in next week where we will get into another David Fincher or Christopher Nolan movie, and then we're gonna rank them and we're gonna figure this thing out for you, the people.
We got y'all.
And
Thanks again to Lil for joining us for this episode. Follow us on
Thanks,
Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
Mhm.
Check out our company, our parent company over here, Salad Bites Media, for all a bunch of good podcasts.
Salinas Underground
I'll
Podcast.
See you guys later.
Bye bye.
The Electro and Bono Movie Power